Hi, this is Risty Bryce, and he is the Chief Product Demonstrator of Sparx.
Hi.
How are you today, Risty?
Good.
Oh, there we go. It wasn't focusing. So tell me a little bit about how you began your journey with Sparx.
Sparx began its journey as an idea for me to find a way to get back behind my drum set using my mouth in place of my legs to play the bass drum. That was how it started. That was the first goal was just to get me back behind the kid. So when we developed the Spark and we found a way on how I could do it using a microphone without any special devices or making it look, I guess, too odd. It was developed and from that point, now we just want to get it out.
So when you say
people.
Get back behind the drum set,
I've been playing music since I was probably in grade school. Been a drummer all the way through high school, and after high school, played in bands all my life. I have a disease that's similar to MS, but it's not. It's just idiopathic neuropathy, meaning they don't know, but it deals with my nervous system, and it's taken the use of my legs away from me. So I can't play the bass drum like I used to. So there was a period of time where I was just about ready to call it quits because drumming wasn't fun. And then multiple things going on in my life led me to finally say, there's got to be a way to do this. I tried a few things on my own, clearly didn't have the know-how, so reached out to some people. Matt Van Meter, who is our chief architect, he's the one who designed the box, and then we also have Mike Goodman, who's a part of our company, and he deals with like the human relations, all the sales and that stuff, marketing. So, but it was all designed just so I could go back and play again.
and so how does it work exactly?
It's as simple because the box converts my microphone into whatever sample I choose. This box we have bass drum samples set in right now for it. So I do have it set for bass drum, and all I have to do is I can use words, or I can use enough air to activate the diaphragm in the microphone. So if I go boom, click, and we set this one with the dual so I can play two sounds with my voice, but this one's just it's as simple as just using enough air.
Do you have to use your mouth?
If I change the settings, I think they'll still good, but I can tap it. So if I wanted to, without damaging this mic, I could use some sort of a trigger pad. I could use, I don't know if the trigger pad work, but the microphone, I mean, you just, and you can adjust the sensitivity to make it super sensitive.
Now, that particular mechanism is different than the original, correct?
Our very, very first box was just a simple one knob, and we didn't have our own sounds. We had to use another company's samples, so we had to use a whole nother drum device plus our box so I could use the mic. And through time, we just decided, well, why don't we just have our own samples? So that's when we moved to this box. And we do have another one, which I don't have. Matt has that one on me. So we decided to use our own samples, so then that way we could provide just not only bass drum sounds, but snare drums, cymbals, toms, auxiliary like triangles and cowbells, which was where I started getting my idea that it needs to be in the school system. I want to see the kids who might get overlooked in band at an early age to, when they like hand out sticks so they can count. I know there has been, and I'm sure there's a child out there who can't hold on to anything, but still has full breath control. If that kid has full breath control, then they can participate in class now.
That was my next question. How do you see drum Sparx being used in the school setting? So awesome.
Right, please come to the high school office. Read, right, please come to the high school office.
You can set it
Now,
out.
I will. Now, I'd like to know if there are any competing products with similar attributes or features of drum Sparx.
If there were, I wouldn't have a drum Sparx, and I would have purchased that one. When I went online looking, because I figured someone would have had it figured out by then. And there was a few things that people were doing, but it was really complicated. And so it was looking like my only way coming back was to use my hands for the bass drum and like play a trigger pad. So then I would use one hand to play like the bass and the snare. So, but I didn't want to use one hand for two. Since I can't sing a lick, I figured I might as well find a way to use my voice. And so, but yeah, we haven't seen anything out there. We haven't had any competition so far with like using just a microphone to activate it.
Would you consider giving drum Sparx demonstrations to schools?
Most definitely. We would love to come to the school and show whatever kids or just the entire band and to show the band directors, because I think it does reach beyond just the disabled child. I think if a school had it on hand all the time, I think certain band directors could find a use for it. They could find something, but its main goal is to, I don't want to see kids overlooked. I don't want to see someone not chosen to be a drummer because they can't hold on to a stick. So.
How expensive is it?
This is our DSX Pro model, and it goes for $499. This one is a touch screen device, and it comes with all the bells and whistles. It comes with 200 samples, so that's let's see, what do we have? I think it's 40 samples of each. So we have 40 bass drums, 40 snares, toms, cymbals, auxiliary. It's also got an equalizer. It's got the timing, which is the beats per minute. So it will prevent me from going faster than I should. If I hold my breath, I can like play continuous, whether it's an 8th note or 16th. We can set it all the way up to 30 seconds. So that same thing. So I can control how fast I can go. Basically, it sets a restriction on how long is waited for the next beat. So,
When you say samples,
samples meaning, let me go back, I'm doing this upside down. So like right now, I'm on a bass drum, but I can move it to snare. And then I can do toms. Oops, that was cymbal. Tom. And then like auxiliary sounds, what do I have it set at? It's set at a conga. So, and then there's multiple sounds. So and like triangle. So when they're learning in school, I mean, everyone learns on claves, triangles, wood blocks, cowbells. When they're first grade, introducing them to counting. So it's no different than, you don't even need a full word for that. If I turn the sensitivity up, I can just, I mean, and if it's too loud in the room and it's setting it off like, but if I set it higher, it'll be more sensitive to what's around me. And if that's a problem, then you just turn the sensitivity down. then that means I have to work a little harder. I have to make more of an effort. It would be no different than playing a horn. If you're playing softly, then you soft, but if you really want it to go.
And the basic box, how much is that one?
We also offer the DSX Black, and that one goes for $249. And the difference is that it's a knob-driven box, and it's got 5 knobs. 2 of them work your samples, so you would choose either bass drum, tom, or snare, and then the other knob chooses 1 through 8. You only have 8 samples of each, so there's only 40 samples on that box. And then there's still the timing one, but it's a dial, so you can't pinpoint like 120 beats per minute. You could find it. It will just take you a little bit. And then there is the gain and the threshold, which like determine how much I have to work, how much I can control my environment. So those are the 5 functions. We decided to do that one because we thought we should have an entry-level box, and it seems that everyone leans towards the Pro box when they see it because, well, you get more stuff with it, and we're now not on this box. This one's mine, so it's a little older, but now they all come equipped with a MIDI, so then they can hook it up to a computer, they could record with it. You could hook it through a MIDI to a computer, and a kid could record an entire drum set just using his voice, piece by piece, or 2 pieces at a time. So there's a lot more options with the Pro as opposed to the beginner box. Plus it just depends if you don't want kids touching, turning knobs. This one, I believe, last time I talked to Matt, we can set it with a passcode screen, just like on your phone, so you could make all the settings and then lock it, and then that way if someone touches something, it won't, change a beat or a setting.
And so how do people get a hold of you if they are interested in?
They can reach us on Facebook. They can find us online at drumsparx.com. They can give us a call if they want. Our phone numbers aren't on there. They can email us directly. Mine is ristyb@drumsparx.com. Matt is mattvm@drumsparx.com, and Mike G @drumsparx.com. So they can send us direct email, and if they send us an email, want us to call them, we can do that too.
So now you're back in the bands.
Yeah, actually, I just put a band together, and I just posted today that our first show is next month. So,
give us a little sample.
Oh, sure. And there's also a help menu on this box. So if you are curious about something and you need to know, it is on there. There we go. Sorry.
Looks like it's very easy to.
Yeah, it is. And the learning curve for anyone is really simple, especially if you don't have use of the limb. For me, it was retraining a part of my brain to think differently. So it took me about 8 months before I felt fairly comfortable, but I was using it the first day. It felt like I went back to learning when I was a kid, so I was doing simple things because I was trying to carve a new path in my brain. But if you take a kid who's like a sponge, they're just gonna adapt to it so quick. And then with technology, kids will do more with it than I will probably ever be able to do with it, just because they're fresh and they'll think of new things, which would really excite me. I would love nothing more than to see a kid use this and just make me just probably tear up just watching them use it. I would probably be a big ball baby, but that's okay. I don't mind.
Thank you so much, Risty.
Yeah. problem, thank you.